I'm Thomas, and today you join me with the Renault Wind, so stay tuned for this video. So here we have a 2010 Renault Wind, kindly donated to the channel by Chris. So the Renault Wind is created by the Renault Sport division, and it's based off of the Renault Twingo. So the Mark II Twingo that came out in 2008, there is a red video of that on my channel. And this particular one, as you can see, we've got the black with the nice chrome wheels, the chrome mirror caps, and these two-tone diamond cut alloy wheels. So this car's totally bespokely built by the Renault Sport division. You can kind of see some Twingo-esque design flares from the front between the large headlights and the wing mirrors, but when you take it a step round the sides, you can see the convertible top, that kind of Targa style with the top rolling across here, and it is a metal roof, which was all the rage about 10 years ago. The Renault Twingo is offered in a 1.2 and a 1.6 litre capacity. The 1.2 is about 90 brake horsepower, whereas the 1.6, naturally aspirated, produces about 130 horsepower. If we go ahead and jump in the boot of the car, so we'll go ahead and jump in the boot of the Renault Wind. Got a heavy boot deck, but we do have a surprising 270 litres of boot space, which it goes quite far back, quite deep, and really capacious, especially in comparison to Toyota IQ and the Lexus LC, but I'm currently driving. It's got about half this capacity, and the IQ is about sunglass width of boot room. I was really surprised to see this when I opened this up today. We do have these support braces in the back, gives it a little bit more strength, and as always, we've got an Asda Growers selection as the banana sticker on the metal frame there. I'll give you a quick shot of what the car looks like from the side with the boot up. You can see all that intricate detail and engineering. Go ahead and pull the boot down. We do have little racing decals on the side here, and Wind proudly on the rear of the car, which if you're going to have Wind, you may as well have it in the back of the car. Design wise, I quite like, we've got these little trusses up the side here. The roof is kept in here, and I will overlay that in motion. We do have these little humps as well, little design flare, and a little bit of glass for wind buffering, and that doesn't move up and down, but it's always there, but keeps the wind out when you're out in the road. As you can see, Targa top style. We have a Wind collection here, a sticker, and then on down here is where you've got the door handle, which is straight out of a Twingo. Gives you a really flush aerodynamic look, and it's really easy to open up. And on the door you may notice this kind of design flare. If I pull this open again, there's something kind of Lancia Stratos about that. I think that's quite cool. But how often do you see a small city car with a convertible roof? They just don't make cars like this anymore. So go ahead and jump inside the front of this car. As you can see, the door card, we've got, first thing you notice is this little pull tab to pull the door closed. So we go ahead and pull this closed, like so, like a race car. We do have the instrument gauge nice and centre, and actual a real gauge with your tachometer, speedo, fuel gauge and temperature gauge on the right hand side. Good view out, and I wasn't expecting this, but we've kind of got this coloured plastic dome over the top of the gauges. Interior cabin quality is pretty French. I do like the kind of textured material. It gives it a bit of a interesting design flare, especially with the kind of sunlight or daylight hitting the dash at this time of night. We do have a prominent hazard button down here. Down here we've got your climate controls, and down below we've got your CD player with your volume knob and tuning knob down here. All Winds use a 5-speed manual transmission, and it is quite a nice throaty roll. You can kind of get yourself in and out the gears, no bother. Clutch is a little bit heavier than you'd expect, especially in comparison to that Twingo that I drove recently, the Mark I 2000 Twingo, 123. At least it's solid, but it's not lined with the fuzzy stuff, and we do have the fuse box in there, but we do have a little bit of room for some paperwork and a demister pad. The door cards themselves, we've got a nice bit of kind of like vinyl leather on the side there, wearable plastic up around, and a little bit of a door pocket which you can kind of keep a water bottle or something like that. The car is missing things like a cup holder, but there's nothing in here or a central armrest, unfortunately. This particular Wind is optioned up as high as they go, so we do have this nicely white trimmed leather seats with the kind of black material. They are quite supportive and they are quite well bolstered as well, so it does show you the kind of sporting potential this car has. And we do have a manual handbrake as well, which is not something you see in 2023. And down in the middle here we've got your door lock button along with your window switches and the roof button along with your cruise control, which can be activated, which may be familiar to you if you've seen other Twingo videos of mine. I'm 5'11" and I've got infinity headroom with the roof down, shoulder room's alright, and the supporting side is holding my fat in place, shall we say, but it's pretty comfortable, and these seats are actually quite figure hugging and supportive. We have been out a little drive this evening and it's been pretty decent. So I'm going to start the car up, foot in the brake, turn the key, and that 1.6 comes to life. As I mentioned, there is options for the engine, with the 1.2 being the lower powered and this one being the 1.6 with a little bit more horsepower. 0 to 60s and a claimed 8.7 seconds and top speed of 124 miles per hour. The owner of this car is getting about 30 miles to a gallon. And interestingly, the roof folds at a touch of a button. So at a touch of a button, pull this lever up, that back panel slides up like so, and the roof is going to close in on us. And there we go. And then we literally twist this in place to lock it and secure it. We do have electric windows all round, so hold it in. Same on the driver's side, like so. And now with the roof up, you can kind of see the cabin's a little bit more snug, but it's still got a couple of inches of finger room, headroom. But it's this nice, small, kind of cosy cabin. You can imagine this in a Scottish winter with the rain battering against you. It's going to be nice and cozy in here. And the roof is kind of like a plasticky material, but yeah, it's going to be easy to wipe down, and that's going to be longevity as well. You're not going to have to worry about fabric going in the interior. But I just love how simple and analogue things are to use. As I mentioned, you've got things like that, your aircon, touch of a button, fan speed, everything can just get controlled literally at a touch of a button, nice and easily. Radio controls nice and easy, and you've even got your aux input down below. Cruise control in this car is on the left hand side, and that's pretty much it to show you in this car. We do have the French thing of having your radio control volume on the right hand side, and then you've got your usual things like your wiper blades and then your indicators down here, which makes that interesting noise for us. So that concludes the video on the Renault Wind. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel below, and I'll leave Chris's Instagram here if you want to follow him, and I'll see you next video. Ciao.